It's taken over you. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. That's a guy here. Hopefully the clean feed comes back. It was working just a second ago. There we go. Application error, so definitely. So I actually have the URL on a different screen. We're just gonna watch it from the clean feed, but I won't spoil it until you guys can see it. The unfortunate thing here is that it's just not a smooth experience watching it on the URL. So I do have access to it. Just application error again. This is like I crashed twice already within 10 seconds trying to watch it on the URL. Very surprised. I mean, it just crashes a lot, so it's just not a very good experience. So we're just gonna wait and watch it from the clean feed. And I hope you guys enjoy the commentary that I'll be doing today. But other than that, my real intro. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls. This is Atsukai here. I'm going to be bringing to you the third day of the Asia Division knockout stage. This is the first time the knockout stage has included a pick ban for units. For maps, that's been around for a while, but this is the first time we've had them for units. So tonight we've got YYY versus AOE. Then following that, we have a rematch actually from the Asia Division. BOD versus SSR did end up in a 2-1 decision. I mean, in a 2-1 battle back in the qualifying phase or the scoring phase. Sorry. So it will be very interesting if there is a upset for BOD versus SSR. They do seem to be around a similar skill level. I don't think either one has an extraordinary edge against the other. But considering that BOD did win out the last time, we can expect kind of a repeat from last time. Nevertheless, we're going to be waiting here, watching and waiting for the pick ban to start. This is 3 minutes behind, so in about 30 more seconds we'll get to see the pick ban for YYY versus AOE. So I'm going to close up my webcam so you guys can spot the pick bans for YYY versus AOE. Really? They changed up their players this time? Let's hope the change in roster helps. I'm pretty sure that you meant roster there, Ruffles, right? Because what you actually typed was SSR has a different roasted? Yeah, like roasted? I don't know. Roasted this time? I don't know what a roasted is. Alright, looks like here comes the toss. 1 for YYY, 3 for AOE. I do think that means that the ban goes towards AOE. Lower number wins? Well, YYY bans Kurak Gussel. AOE. What are you going to ban out? Bans out Hidden City. Very interesting ban here. Hidden City has been quite popular in this knockout phase so far. I think out of the maps, it is six out of 8 times we have seen Harbor City. Oh, never mind. It was Hidden City. What am I smoking? They banned out Hidden City, so YYY chooses Harbor City. Harbor City is very common. Hailong Fjord's very common. Sorry there. I mean, like, for some reason, my brain's just like, AoE banned Harbor City, but I said Hidden City, so I said everything correct, but I was just in my mind, it was just like Harbor City, but I was saying Hidden City, and it's just like, my goodness. Anyway, so Harbor City for YYY's attack and Hailong Fjord for AoE's attack. Interesting. A ban on the Metallotaurus and the Shenji Grenadiers. Very interesting pick. Taking out some powerful range options. This might limit YY's ability to gain dominance, that's also the same for the defenders. Defending in terms for defenders, I mean, Zixiki, Zycalian militia and chevaliers are banned. A chevalier ban is very odd, to say the least, mainly because chevaliers, although they do have quite a good uh, performance, they're not spectacular. They haven't really been able to turn the tide. So they save the Daggerack Lancers with their safe pick. I'm not surprised that they would try to save at least one alternate cavalry. No one really bans winged hussars. Even if you do ban winged hussars, getting rid of them is not using them is not really detrimental. They're still a very powerful option though to take out to charge into pike formations that don't have fortibraccios. No, so ban on the Metallitori. I don't understand. Okay, so wait, no, I understand that. So, what I didn't understand, sorry, was that the Metallitor ban from AoE kind of backfires on them for Harbor City. The Metallitori ban here, interesting, is because it harms YYY on Harbor City. AoE doesn't pick a safe. That is interesting. They don't choose to save any units, and a Halberdier ban coming out from YYY. Halberdier ban, wow, that's going to be pretty massive. In the Tier 3 game, I think almost a 90% pick rate for Halberdiers if the teams had an option or set up for a Tier 3. So that's very interesting that the Halberdier gets banned. But that is all for the Pickman. That's all for the Pickman phase between YYY versus AoE. What's considerably concerning is the whoopsie daisy. You don't need to see that one. What's considerably concerning is the ban on the two powerful ranged units, and then we also have the Ezekiel militia also getting banned out. That is quite a predicament for defenders. Without powerful range options, I do think on when you're defending, it's going to be a bit difficult in order to hold an advantage without winning outright in a big skirmish. Normally, ranged units are great at kind of doing the dealing the damage from it's dealing the damage at range, constant damage at range, really puts the pressure on the, how to say, attackers as they push through, as defenders kind of hold their position. The range units become ever so more valuable for defenders to kind of get value back when they're in a bad situation. And not to mention, they got a lot of spots where they can use them. So, nevertheless, I think it was a not a bad move, but quite a strange move. That not only did they kind of take out two of their range options for Harbour City, Heilong Fjord, attacking on Heilong Fjord, range units are not particularly powerful on Heilong Fjord as it ends up mostly ending up in a Zerg from either side. Counterattacks for the defender on Heilong Fjord is actually quite common. They normally sally out forward towards the enemy, while Harbour City, you can see a lot of sitting back, relaxing, waiting for the enemy to come kill you. Nevertheless, I think it's going to be very interesting how this plays out as we get to the first battle of Heilong Fjord with AoE attacking first. Sorry, with AoE attacking first on Heilong Fjord. Still waiting in for the rest of the members to appear, but it is still about 3 minutes before the official start of the first battle. Yep, pick band phase has already gone through. So at the bottom of this screen, you can obviously see the Metallitor band, Shenji Grenadier band, ZT, Zy- Zycalian Militia, Chevaliers, Metallitori, Halberdiers, all of those banned. There was a safe pick of Daggerack Lancers coming out from YYY. Unfortunately, no safe pick from AoE. I mean, at this point, safe pick is quite interesting, but at this point, I think we're a little bit early to say if teams really require a safe pick. Though, haven't really seen a really game stopper safe pick that was just like a core unit from a team. There is the Madao safe pick from yesterday night. That was quite interesting. Lots of Madaos. In my personal opinion, Madaos are not particularly strong. They do die very easily. The amount of damage they deal is quite low, around about 1400. Do remember, in formation, halberdiers do quite a bit, somewhere around the 2300 mark. That is that is pretty much almost 40, no, maybe about 50% higher than Madao's. So that is like single hits though. Madao's also have the ability to hit up to 3 units with their Madao order. I'm not sure how many they can hit with their Carnage, but their Carnage is definitely a very powerful ability. So it does look like the referee is double checking. They're going for the ready, I think, and we should get the first game underway. Nevertheless, I do think in this game there's a lot of nuance and definitely a lot of things to understand about the units that is just not common knowledge. But the most interesting thing about these pick bans for this today is the Halberdier ban. How will that affect the lineup coming out from the teams? The Halberdier, pretty sure, as a tier 3, has been 90 odd percent pick rate. I don't quote me on that because I'm probably wrong, but very high pick rate for when the teams choose a tier 3. If they choose a tier 3, most of the time, it will be the Halberdier. Alrighty, so we're underway. A little bit of a bug here. Can't really see the map, though, doesn't really matter. First off, we're going to look for some important units. It does look like Alp Halberdiers are coming up, some Outriders for the low tier. There are still 1 Siphon Alleyways. There are 5 Shield Maidens coming out from AoE. So looking at the heavy shield lineup, lots of heavy shields actually. There is so many stalwarts as well. One of the guys just switching out right now. The Winged Hussars coming out from YYY. Absolutely going to be amazing. But look how many Forbracios AoE is bringing out. This is going to end up in disaster if YYY cannot spot these Forbracios. These Forbracios will be the linchpin for AoE against YYY because it's going to be super efficient. Lots of Medaus, though. I do think the Medal picks from either side is quite interesting. Um, Without the lower class halberdiers, the choice for the tier 4 halberdier sergeants doesn't seem to be have picked up to replace the halberdier loss. Nevertheless, we have begun the attack here on Heilung Fjord. Wish you luck, AoE. Wish you luck, YYY. Alrighty, beginning off with a split. Around about 6 guys towards the... Whoa, 7! Well, hiding behind the thing. Does look like a contingent of 5 going for the broken wall there on the B side. And we have the pushing towards front gate. Only 2 people. Going to be a slow approach. No rush. No rush. Sitting back nice and safe. We got 2 shield maidens kind of running around at the B section, and the kind of even spread there of the formation coming out from the defenders sitting in those pockets next to the bridge. As much as I like to say that the Treb is very powerful, as you can see, in terms of damage to walls and stuff, the Treb is actually very uh, very low. The Treb damage is very low against structures, which is quite interesting. The Outriders throwing their explosive javelins. You can actually destroy the walls with roughly around about 10 or 20 javelin throws. It takes a while, but it is possible. They're destroying it with some mortars, so speeding that up just a bit. The lack of Falconettis, in this case, makes it very difficult to kind of not use artillery. You waste a lot of time if you try to destroy it with ranged units such as Javelin, such as Outriders. Going through the broken wall here on the A side, we got a triple setup of Shield Maidens along with one Madao. One Madao holding their position with Shield Maidens kind of blocking the flanks and the front should definitely be a good formation. Heavy on the A push right now, coming from the defenders going in ham, trying to go to push out, going to just collapse on the attackers right now. Really good defensive formation, choking them out. This trap's going to be fairly ineffective. Oh, wow. 2 shots, 3 shots go in, and right now we're kicking it off against shield. The Medals do not seem to be holding very well as they slowly get pushed back. Cavalry also pulls forward. I think this was a bad move coming out from AoE. I would have went straight to C. And set up on C. Most of you are infantry, so you would have gotten on C, blocked it off, gotten C immediately. But here at the extended fight here at A right now, AoE is taking a move to lock off their retreat. Probably a war of attrition. Successfully working out, mainly because the forces were split by a random wing to start charge coming out from AoE. But AoE is completely surrounded in this case. We got Shield Maidens coming in the back. 2 sets of Shield Maidens coming in the back. We have so many. Oh my goodness. So many of the Medals actually died. As you can see, so many Medals have died there on the front section. But the Loyal Guards here push in for YYY, completely getting gutted as the Shield Maidens collapse the left-hand side and just sweep them out. We have a Daggerack Lancer just rushing through as the Loyal Guards try to turn around and face the correct direction, but they just got blasted right through. Did catch the Daggerack Lancers in the end, but the battle rages on. YYY really needs to reestablish themselves, otherwise they'll lose more units than they need to, and AoE has done a very excellent job to keep the pressure on YYY. I do think the exchanges on the second half was really good, in fact, killing off quite a bit of YYY. The only problem I see is that tactically it didn't advance the map. So fighting there on the A and the B section really, really harmed AoE's pressure of YYYs. It was kind of good that they kept them there, but it was not a clear victory, only a half victory. And Imperial Pike Walk kind of ineffective as the Shield Maidens just will block it and just slaughter them. We got some Pike Militia there at the front, staring off during contest with a Halberdier trying to go straight on through. Halberdier versus Halberdier, that's going to be very interesting. I think a Loyal Guard there on the harbor side just getting completely destroyed as YYY is piranhaing or zerging towards any any members literally caught on the outside of the formation. Going straight for the steep point, very good idea. You want to split YYY's attention by fighting on multiple fronts. AoE's problem right now is they're running straight into bad exchanges. A treb onto this wall could be amazing. Double Shield Maiden versus Double Shield Maiden. More heroes out for YYY could be extraordinarily dangerous, though, as the heroes kind of slaughters their way through. I do not like watching Shield Maidens fight each other like this. It's full-on stacks of Cover Commander. Very brutal. It would have been better set up for one to have the one sword and one spear and have them keep exchanging. But nevertheless, YYY being super aggressive, fighting two fronts right now, and does look like they win there on the left-hand side, winning here slowly here on the right-hand side. Or I may have spoken too soon. This is a massive choke. YYY is forcing their way through into Flamers, into Fortebraschi. Fortebraschi is not in formation, by the way, and it's a downhill. The right now, Loyal Guards is a bit far away, but nevertheless, the tidal wave just coming through. We also have Halberdiers there on the backhand side. I don't even know where they came from. Lots of respawns coming out from AoE right now. YYY might actually have the victory here. The Shield Maidens finally break through the Loyal Guards and are chopping their way through all of the Surf units. AoE is on the run. I don't believe that AoE is going to have very much in the bank right now to fight off this setup. Whoop, we have been shot into the sky just now. Both of these are China mainland ones, aren't they? So YYY. So both YYY and AoE should be from China mainland. I'm not entirely sure. Rankings. Oh, wait, hang on. YYY is ours. Never mind. Okay, YYY is one of us. Well, from the Asia division, sorry. Um, no, AoE came third in their Group A division, only scoring a 78% game win rate. At this point, there is just a lot of Chinese teams on the Asia division and a lot of Chinese teams on the China mainland division. It's just there's a lot of Chinese teams, to say the least. I'm not really great at tracking which team's which. So, I mean, I don't even know what the acronym even stands for. YYY? What does that stand for? AoE stands for what? I mean, like, is it Age of Empires? That'd be hilarious. I think Microsoft might file copyright strike there. But, timing? What timing? But with the end of that, YYY wins their defense against AoE's attack on Hailang Fjord. I wouldn't say it was a bad start. It was actually a pretty strong maneuver coming out from AoE. Uh, that's what you meant. YYY definitely took a very aggressive approach. I think YYY's decision to sacrifice the B side really. I really think that AoE's mistake here is not putting more pressure on YYY by advancing the stage to C. Instead, they decided to capture the units there at the A point. But the only problem is here is that the respawn was a little bit slow or wasn't very strong. Well, at this point, I mean, I can't recognize Chinese kanji and Hong Kongers kanji as being separate. You guys speak Chinese. So, if you start making your own language and I can see that in your alphabet, maybe? I don't know. At this point, all English names to me are just English. I'm not even sure if they're Australian, from the EU, maybe from actual England. Or if they're from America or Singapore. Like, don't forget that. Um, oh my god, man! Had a Singaporean exchange student when, oh, why don't you speak Singaporean? And they're just like, English is the Singaporean national language. I'm just like, mind blown, mind blown. Well, from my understanding, most of the Chinese players probably come from Taiwan. If they play on the Asia, if they play on the Asia server instead of the China mainland one, I do know that there is a subsection of Chinese players that are from China mainland that doesn't play on the Chinese server, which is called Vanguard. Don't know why. Maybe they think it's better here on the Frontier version. I do know that ever since the Vanguard server came up, a lot of the China mainland people that were playing on the Frontier version have switched back to the NetEase version since they originally had War of Intent. Well, I mean, I think it still probably badly translates to War of Intent, even now, about the relaunch of the server and stuff. But that's just secondhand information and stuff. So not really completely sure. We don't actually we cross server matchmake with Vanguard players all the time, but like we have no idea. We have no idea of how to accessing that without being going to the NetEase thing, which makes it interesting because it's just like I love it how the cross server things work. So we're going to get YYY attacking on Harbor City. I do think it's going to be a bit difficult for AoE to defend without Metallators. If they want to defend the wall, that is. Without some powerful range options, AoE might find it a bit difficult to gain an advantage straight up against AoE. AoE could just end up running. I'm sorry. YYY could just end up running the defenders right through, since they do seem to have a better understanding of grouping and force application. CNC got to win anyway. Yeah, I know, right? CNC too strong. Need nerf. I mean, at this point, CNC should just play with 14 players and see if they can still win. Like, like handicap themselves. Just play with 14 players. Why would they do tournament and waste people's time? Waste? $20,000 is on the table. What do you mean waste? I mean, it's split between the 20 people in the tournament, but it's just like, it's no longer a waste of time now. I do think it's a little bit of vanity. I love vanity, though. That's the only reason why anyone actually does anything, is because they can brag about that they did something. It's not a waste of time anymore. I mean, like last time it was like 10k, oh maybe 15k total. So it's like, so it was still like 7.5k for like rank one, and then like rank two gets like half, 5. That was a joke about CNC winning, but I pressed enter too early to have full phrase. Well, you need to have some kind of show. Like I understand the like as a joke. We know that CNC is gonna win. It's gonna be a huge upset if CNC doesn't win. But let's also be honest here. If you don't expect CNC to win, you've not watched CBL ever. Then I mean, like you don't actually have to watch CBL. Every person will just tell you who's the best team in the Asia division, CNC, and realistically, that is true. That has been true and has not really been challenged. No one's actually challenged CNC to the point where they've actually lost. People like to say Pond Garden beat CNC during the what was it? The Northman Seasons cross server tournament, but that was actually a show tournament. They played only on Hailung Fjord. Hailung Fjord has only been released for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, both of the teams, every single one that was playing on those, like in those matches, only had access to Hailong Fjord for the 2 weeks it was released. And worse yet, here on the Asia Division side, we had tier lock at the time. We always had tier locks in season one, but the My.com version, where Pond Garden is from, Pond Garden, Pond Guard, Pond Guard, Pond Guard. What is just yeah. Well, I mean, like, we've made the joke that CNC is actually a computer because it's their name actually apparently stands for like computer numerical something. I forget the last word. It's like computer numerical something. Um, and so I kind of joke. I mean, like, I'm not sure if anyone else makes the same jokes, but I joke that CNC is actually just one person or just one computer, just playing 15 different accounts. Yeah, it was Pond Guard. There we go. Yeah, I mean, true, CNC did lose, but if you actually watch the match, the reason why CNC lost was because they kept getting their cavalry trapped at really, really strange places. Well, not strange places now, but since we understand how how the map of Hailong Fjord works out, but like back then, I didn't. I played Hailong Fjord for the 2 weeks, and I didn't even know that there were sets of stairs where cavalry couldn't go up or down, and that was the first time I even knew about that. Very fascinating. Because when you're in tier three lock, no one brought cavalry back then because like the tier three cavalry it was shit. The tier two cavalry also shit. There's no tier one or zero cavalry, so there's that. Oh, so without the option of the Metalla Tori, really strange. It's Tori when the official name should have been Lori, but maybe that's a typo. No idea. It's really funny as well because Metallitor and Tori are both the same word. One is hammer and the other one's hammers. That's how funny it is. Nevertheless, I mean, here we are on Harbor City, and we've just begun on Harbor City. You missed out. So, Mesme, you missed out. YYY just destroying AoE, kind of just hunting them down. AoE did put up a good fight, though I do think tactical decision was bad in the sense that they needed to push the defenders instead of catching the defenders, which actually didn't work out well anyway. So there's that. Well, maybe. I do know of Boss and his friend. Like there are two Chinese players that I commonly see. By the end of the season, they always reach Star General. So the Star General seasonal ranking requires you to level up your hero level 1,000 times. And you might be thinking, oh, 1,000 times not that much. No, it's a hell of a lot. It's a hell of a lot. Most people, I would say, in a season, if you play probably a few games every day, 5 games every day, 7 days a week, you will normally end up roughly around the later purple or the early orange ranks, which is around about 6 to 800. 1,000 plus is a massive task, and that is, whew, my goodness, because Star General means that there is no more seasonal ranking for you. You're at the end at seasonal ranks. And they normally get it. They always get it. And I mean, like, that was consistent for like 5 seasons. Does see the first generation siege towers all get blown up. Again, it's very classic for Harbor City to kind of have this early game where they kind of tease each other with destroying the siege towers, just trying to get the culverins to be destroyed. Both sides kind of waste a little bit of artillery in this section, and I mean it's very cost effective for the defenders time wise to destroy the siege towers and again effectively keep the attackers in a defensive position. They don't really have very many options. They either go up the wall through the ladders, go through the front gate, or through the small gate. Um, None of which are really good options, but nevertheless, it is a slow start, to say the least. They will lose if the system is not this bad. The game. Hang on, I've missed the talk here. Yeah, 1,000 levels would be like 8 hours per day for 7 days a week. You joke, but if you saw the devs versus player event a few seasons back, you'd have seen just how. Oh man, no, there was a. Didn't you see the developer match just recently? There was another developer match just like literally just now, and they were got their asses handed to them. I mean, I'm pretty sure the players that got to play with them were just kind of styling on the developers. They will lose if the system is not this bad. The group stage. The group stage, totally rubbish. You need full win to get on top group. Imagine you got 3 match and those was free win. You get full 13 points, and imagine the try-hard teams need to fought another 3 try-hard teams. Yeah, I think the whole point of a round robin group phase is that every single team fights every other team in the group. Um, so I think the problem with the group stage right now is that every single team is not fighting every single team. They're fighting a subset of the teams. Middle Siege Tower gets on the wall, Death Trap, so good thing, don't go for that one. Why, makes a smart move, takes a hard, straight through the front gate. I mean, I would too. This is where you get sandwiched though, so you have to be fast. I would move all the way in, past the buildings, and then turn around. Um, you're gonna trap yourself here as they get closer and closer. I would switch to the siege tower right now, lose a unit, that's fine, get up onto the wall. Sacrifice of a unit is nothing compared to grabbing that A point with basically zero resistance. So YYY takes a massive victory here, losing just half a winged hussar, not even the whole winged hussar. There is around about 7 or 6 of them left. So that is still a good potential charge coming out from a half-strength winged hussar. The tactical play here for YYY, brilliant. They didn't commit for anything. They lost a little bit, but they have gained the A point and the wall, and this is huge, actually huge, because AoE, depending on how they played it, could have picked up massive amounts of units, like cost effectively. massive amounts of units because that's how powerful the wall is. Now, losing the wall, they have to make a decisive fight here inside the city, which is much more difficult to pinpoint a very advantageous defensible point. Inside the city here, we are looking at many different streets, big open area, and also the availability of cavalry. Not to mention now, right now, we have YYY firing mortars, disrupting and damaging formations out from AoE. So it's going to be very interesting how AoE responds to getting mortared right now. Aiming for the cavalry on the second line there. I would normally pull back or get closer to the walls here. You're normally pretty safe at certain angles. It becomes very difficult to get mortar shots to land correctly when you got a tall wall next to you. They're using maybe a lot of booster plus premiums. I wouldn't disagree. Boosters and premiums definitely help a lot. The number of battles you still have to play is quite a bit though. Even if you did have the 50% increase and the 30% increase from premium, that's 80% increase. That would only cut your time down by like, well, at best half. Still, it would be very costly as well. Um, but on average, I think most hardcore players don't even reach the latter stages of purple rank, and you would you would think that the orange ranks are actually very rare, very rare. Indeed, the system isn't good. They want something who go fast, and it was first time they did it like this, right? Let's hope they learn from it and made more but smaller groups next time. Yeah, smaller groups does help out. Um, in this case, I mean, it's not the first time. It's not the first time that they have done the qualifying phase as a round robin group. Uh, this would be probably the third time they've done it. Previously when they did the scoring phase for the summer CBL, they made a mistake by having everyone be in the same group, and they just had 30 teams constantly fighting a bunch of others in that 30 team. There were like 8 matches a night. No, there were like 8 simultaneous matches going on um every time slot. So there were like a total of 16 matches per night or something. A lot of teams pulled out, but it was just absolute mayhem just being in that scoring phase. Not to mention it lasted for 3 weeks. So the mortaring has ended. YYY takes to the ground here. The defense here is nicely set up there on the 3rd street inside the city and still defending the supply point. YYY's got to make a decision of how to pressure the defenders because the defenders are kind of in a position where they could take a fight anywhere at the intersections and they could do a squeeze. A squeeze would be very devastating for YYY. Actually goes for this corner here. This could be really cool. They only have to fight on 2 fronts, but I'm just wondering. They've already moved into a 3-way intersection. This could be absolutely brutal. Whoa, Wayne Desar charges right on through. Wayne Desar charges right on through the other way as well, but getting stopped. And the 3-way intersection going very badly for YYY as the forward section gets completely decimated. But right now, YYY is holding very well as the secondary line works out. We have a mass of shield maidens there at the front, probably going to get burned to pieces. It does actually get burned to pieces. We have a good turnaround. AoE tries to do, tries to, well, I mean, unsuccessfully tries to squeeze YYY, but one of the sections collapsed completely, and YYY was able to funnel AoE into a choke. So, very good. Very, very good. YYY I mean, I expected a little bit more losses from YYY, but surprisingly, YYY takes that fight very convincingly. How they positioned their units for the for the three-way intersection, and then converted their formation back into a one-way, consolidating their forces as the split forces from AoE charge in from top down, absolutely wasted. Every single person also smashes into one line, then smashes into a secondary line, causing a big momentum loss coming out from AoE. So it just was brilliant how decisive YYY was. No slacking, no hesitation. Sacrificed the medals, sacrificed the cavalry, slowed down the counterattacks, blast right through the defenders on the supply point. So big mistake coming out from YYY right now, not intercepting this move towards this supply point. Now, the supply point on the right-hand side has classically been a very important supply point, but the concentration of forces coming out from AoE is very terrible. Um, Sometimes you shouldn't panic if the enemy team does go for this. The only problem here is that AoE making a bad decision in sending one after the other. Massive force here on the supply point. I think YYY is concentrating very hard and keeping some of the other people, considering the guys on the north hand side are not concentrating on the supply point. They really need to break through this section of Badals, and the supply point is just so heavily guarded right now. There is so much infantry, and I don't think that cavalry. I mean, there was so much cavalry coming out from AoE that turned out to be completely ineffective. Now we have the leftover mass of infantry, but they're going to get swarmed right now, completely outnumbered and completely outmatched, I would say. Shield Maidens to the front decimates the Loyal Guard and formations of Fortebraccios. Not to mention, wow, me, that flame is still alive? Wow, they have 3 flamers left, and that is amazing. Good work. Bad trade up for AoE, gets completely decimated on their primary defense. Now moving on towards their secondary one, piecemealing it one at a time, cavalry after cavalry, right into a pike formation. And here's the kicker. Because it was one at a time, the pike formation had the ability to reset, reform. The cavalry could not really get that value it really needs to. So in the end, AoE runs out of units, runs out of everything, and YYY takes this battle very easily. I think I think YYY did a very good job. Not to mention on some of the distraction tactics that YYY was able to pull off. YYY, um, I was I'm quite amazed at how I'm quite amazed at how this match is a very good display of how forces in smaller forces holding off bigger portions of their bigger forces. Okay, so holding tactic, the holding tactic. So normally you would think that you would commit more forces to destroy a smaller force very quickly, and then turn your attention to another one. And I think it's also very apparent that a small force holding off a larger force for your other guys to then smash this other guys. So it's just it's just very it's just it's just how battles on different fronts can dictate the larger battle. And I'll be honest, if the holding force, that medal, broke any faster before the cavalry smashed into that main force, we could have seen a different outcome for that supply point. But because the holding force managed to keep that 4 or 3 units of infantry at bay, And I mean, like, that's one unit of Medell holding back three or four units. That's massive. I mean, like, it didn't do them any favors by throwing in cavalry one at a time. Um, but nevertheless, that is the elimination of AoE. You are correct, one. That is elimination of AoE. So we won't get to see a tiebreaker. Very unfortunate. No tiebreakers so far, just complete victories. And it's not that AoE was absolutely terrible, but strategic wise, um, like compared to YYY, they were lacking. I do think that they showed more promise in the fight on Hailong Fjord, but this Harbor City one, I think they were a little bit uh, lost in terms of how they approached their defense on the second battle. I mean, like in the second on that second supply point fight there. Maybe. I mean, from from a standpoint, I think YYY really put through a a very a very good showing of how decisive their actions were. Um, Identifying weak links or performing maneuvers where it has the highest likelihood of success. So in this case, I mean, pushing towards a supply point, they probably suspected that that three-way intersection, they might want to take advantage of that. But the trick here is that YYY could have expected that they would have had more forces on the second, more forces on one other side, so that they could blast through the guys on the supply point. But that's also true that you could have actually pushed towards the left-hand side and done the exact same thing. Maybe. I'm not sure in this case. Identifying weaknesses in the enemy formation is not as convincing as just a numbers game. It's really about how the formation is set up and the terrain or location. Because most of the intersections, I mean, if YYY got caught in that three-way intersection, they could have seen heavy losses. And I mean, like, heavy losses. But they didn't. But they didn't. And the good thing here is that they didn't. Ah, really, did one. You're in there. You need to bet on BOD. You think BOD will win again? BOD did win against SSR before, but SSR did put up a really good fight. BOD tooth and nail for that final field battle. I think I think that was a very surprising turnaround because SSR at the entire time SSR had the uh, advantage. It would seem they would have the advantage, but BOD turned it around at the very end, and it was super surprising. To me, it was anyway. Or maybe I'm misremembering the battles. There was a couple of really fun field battles that we did get to watch. Oh, really? Apparently CNC Strat coming for BOD. So the quality of the players is probably the lacking point, or maybe the strat, or maybe that's why he's the X Strat of CNC. I think we have around about another 8 minutes before the Pickman phase actually even starts. So I'm gonna be right back. Gonna grab some water, and I hope to watch the Pickman phase with you in a little bit. I'll catch you guys in 5. Well, I'm back now. So, gonna be about 3 minutes behind. I am just watching the Pickman phase. Not gonna spoil anything since it's much better to watch it. Whoa! It's so much smoother. What the hell? I didn't even realize. Ah, whatever. I'm gonna be telling you right now. They kind of, I don't know what they fixed, but the application is so much smoother right now. Like I can actually see the timer clock down. Like it's not freezing at all. That's so amazing. Like I don't know why it was freezing before. Alrighty, let's have a look at the chat. They kill Surf, they're the bad guys. Surf Slayers, man. They call themselves Surf Slayers. If they don't kill Surfs, I would suspect that they need a new name. What? Are you joking? Really? You wait, the Chinese forum thinks BOD is going to win? You do understand that CNC is actually like CNC is still here, right? I mean, okay, BPJT, CNC, and OISU are like my top three teams. Like out of the teams that I actually know, those are my top three teams. BOD is not even on my list, and you think BOD is going to win? Like win the CBL, or do you mean just between this matchup? Because I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if BOD wins because we actually have seen this matchup before. But it came down to a field battle, so it could fling either way, technically, if both teams kind of learned from their mistakes. I mean, also, Pickman can be pretty massive, like, taking away some of the most powerful tools that they commonly use. But, really? BOD is, I mean, I can understand that BOD being kind of a branch. Let's just call it a branch, right? What? Man, I think your Chinese forums the Chinese forum is crazy. I think these people on the Chinese forum are crazy. Oh my goodness. Let me just quickly close this. Not close this. But let's quickly switch over to actually watching the pick ban together. Ban on Hidden City, ban on Heilong Fjord, and we got a Harbor City pick following a pick from SSR. He talking the right thing? Me or him? Trav? You wait, Zid1. I mean, I don't disagree with the information he's providing. I just think the statement that people think BOD is the favorite to win the CBL, the winter CBL right now in the Asia division is crazy. Another Harbor City pick, a double Harbor City out from both BOD and SSR, so they'll both be attacking on Harbor City. We're on to the unit pick ban phase. What are we going to see as a ban? What we're going to see? What are we going to see for the bans for the units? Don't get me wrong. They probably know something that I don't. And again, you've stated that BOD is a branch family. I will call it a branch family from CNC. Wonderful. CNC is still in the tournament. So if it comes down to BOD versus CNC, do you think BOD is better? I mean, so far they haven't had a good showing. So we have a ban on Daggerek Lancers and a Shenji Grenadiers, following a ban on Stipenati and Metallictor. Quite interesting. Three very powerful ranged unit has been taken off the board. A safe pick on Zyclean Militia. A safe pick on Zyclean Militia. That is quite interesting. Oh yeah, BP JT. I have no doubt it's gonna go a long way because like so far from what I've seen, BPJT has really kind of just been dominating every single person they come against. Maybe the opponent they're coming up against is weaker, but yeah. Top ranked players don't mean a top ranked team. There's a bit there's a big difference between individual performance and team performance. You could have really good individual performance, but you could be a shit team player. And I want to make that distinction that good ranking in like the ranking we currently have doesn't mean that you're like the top 10 guy, the top 15 guys together is going to make the best team. That's obviously false. That's obviously false because individual rankings is individual. It's not about the whole team working together. It's about how that individual plays. He consistently tops ranked, and he there's a method of getting top rank in order to like focus on performing well. So strangely enough, SSR doesn't choose to ban a third. Liao Rangers get banned. So a safe pick on Chevalier is a ban on Liao Rangers. SSR, you kind of surprised me. I mean, not actually. Not actually surprised, but like, I'm actually quite shocked by how many bans on Chevaliers there actually have been. So the fact that SSR did choose Chevaliers as their safe pick, I think, like, it kind of shows that I clearly didn't understand how popular Chevaliers was. And I mean, I don't understand the actual performance out from Chevaliers too much. They're not exactly a very powerful ranged unit. They're not exactly a very powerful cavalry. Together, they're basically two units in one, but they're not spectacularly strong units. SSR good bans, but they've been wrecked by BOD's cav play on previous matches. Yeah, the Daggerak Lancers, BOD kind of smashed them with the Daggerak Lancers. It was kind of mostly the Daggerak Lancers that they were unexperienced with. And I mean, I've had this talk with many, well, I say many. I had this talk with like a few guys on the Discord that have come from the my.com version of the game, and they're just like, there's no cavalry. There's like no cavalry. And they just say it's all stalwart shields and pikes, and it's just like, really? Here on the Frontier version, you know cavalry is very popular, in particular the Daggerak Lancers right now in the tier 4 unlock. We do get the tier 5 unlock this coming Monday, so it'll be interesting since I'll have the Hashashins. Um, in particular, the Hashashins, like, this will be the first time we actually get to see them in action, so I'm really looking forward. I'm really looking forward to actually using them. I'm always looking forward to discovering new things, but backtracking on a lot of old information is normally really difficult for me and really annoying for me. Tier 5 next Monday. I have pre-ordered them, so I'll be able to use them day 1. That's what I said. So Mezume, I can't use Hashashins right now. I can use them when they come out on the Monday at 12. Rich? You think I'm rich? Man, I don't even live in my own house. This is my sister's house. I live with my parents and my sister. Does a rich person live with their parents and their sister? A rich person would live in their own place. Or a place that they own, at the very least. Me becoming rich. Well, man, virtual currency. I get free virtual currency that's worth like $50. Man, I barely get paid for doing this. I do this mostly for fun. The fact that I get paid at all in any form is amazing. In fact, I actually get more money from you guys watching ads than I do get from BT from giving me sovereigns. If I convert it, I mean, which is really funny. I mean, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys are not even full time watchers either. I get around about maybe 10 regular viewers. Most of you guys are probably here to watch the CBL with me. I mean, like, I love it. I love it that I normally get pretty high numbers during the CBL because I hope that guys like my commentary, but apparently I'm just not that entertaining when it comes just to regular sieges. Also, I mean, Black Templar is actually my sugar daddy. He doesn't chat in the chat very often, but he has really basically just kind of funded this channel enough. He paid for my lunch every month. We have about 1 minute before the official start. I hope the SSR, yay, finally started to appear. So you guys telling me, right, that I mean, like, I've been told this several times. Surf Slayers here, the SSR guys, are from EU, are from like the EU server. They play on the EU server. They came here to fight in the Asia Division CBL, and that's what you've been telling me. That's what you've been telling me. Okay, yeah, that's nice. That's nice to know. He thinks some of my he thinks some of my points are bad. That's fine. Tell him to tell me what points are bad. I love discussion. Discussion is always fun. Discussion is 90% of what makes like theorizing fun because we're bashing heads about very peculiar things. Yo, SSR, what are you doing on the defenders team? Hey, they have a spy. They've got a spy. I have no idea. I think there is a five. I think there is a 5 minute. I think there is a 5 minute wait time before 1 point is handed to the other team. We can only wait, really. We'll see if we get a full team from SSR. They actually have 13 members right now, and they're only about a minute, almost 2 minutes late. That's 14. They're only one guy down right now. If they put this stupid ass up, they're all here. So no one late. So it does look like we're just going to start very soon, shortly. Once once the last guy, I can see him right there. He's in the middle of the pile. He kind of sticks out like a sore thumb because it's the only one with SSR on the defending side. Come on, Mr. Observer, just chuck him over. And Mask Flame Z. He comes into my channel a lot. I love talking with Mask Flame Z. And there's Corn Berserker, another streamer from EU. Hey, Boomin Kagan, what are you doing without your SSR tag? Officially, no. um, the you have to follow the official naming convention. Oh, what happened there? I think the guy crashed. Oh, what the hell? Something happened. He can't he can't switch sides. What the hell? There's a all right. Something's wrong. There is a bug and you just saw it. He can't get more attackers right now. This is funny. I've never seen this bug before. Have you guys come across this bug in practice mode? There is a naming rule. You're actually meant to follow it, but whether or not they actually enforce it is another question. I think it just looks good. That he needs to remake the thing. He can't switch anyone else to the attacker side right now. This is the most interesting bug I've ever seen. Like, why can't he switch anyone to the attacker side right now? I mean, like, observer guy needs to switch himself out. I believe this will work out, but if he switches himself out to the defender's side and then switch the last SSR over to the attacker's side, it'll work out. You just need this setup. Um, Group full. I think the players are also getting the group full. I mean, we've watched this for a little bit, but they're getting a group full problem. We're kind of like 3 minutes behind, so I'm not even sure if they fixed it yet. At this point, like I would have remade the room. I would have remade the room already. So this is the referee's fault right now. We can't get the match online because for some reason the room's bugged. So just close it. Are you kidding me? Don't tell me they're going to go for a 14v14 just because the room's bugged. Just close the room! Thank you. Holy cow. Man, if they went with a 14v14, I'd have been very disappointed there. No, just leave the room. Now leave the room, Mr. Observer. You're closing off the room. It's still bugged. Don't have them rejoin it. Oh my god. If they rejoin it, they're just running into the same problem. You have infinite bronze. You can gift yourself bronze. What's the issue with that? Oh, there we go. Nah, what's actually happening is that, like, what I think is really funny is that, like, in my mind, it's actually just, like, different computers in, like, different rooms, and it's just one guy, one observer, just running between the two. We know one technical specialist, I mean, like, technical support. Jessica is technical support, apparently. Not that we've ever seen Jessica. Jessica! Fix the damn sound! I hope we didn't make Jessica quit. I mean, officially, we're like 7 minutes behind schedule right now. Yeah, first time I've ever seen that bug. I've never seen a group full bug. Man, if that bug appears again, that's going to be very interesting because we're still waiting on the 15th member from SSR. Success players of the EU. Sorry. Success players did win CB Rivals, right? You're telling me that SSR did win CB Rival. Because I do know that My.com doesn't run a tournament now, but I haven't watched CB Rivals. No. Okay. Huh? When? What? They won our last CBL? CBL? When was your last CBL? Was it also a summer CBL? Yeah, where's Touch Me Summer? Oh, come on. 5 seasons ago. Jesus Christ. 5 seasons ago. So right now we're in Scorpio. There was uh, Helheim, Paragon, Highlander. So it was either the. So it was before Highlander, right? Um, so it was either the before Highlander season or the Paragon one, which was somewhere in the middle of Helheim. Okay, yeah. Oh, finally! Full teams. Yes. No more bugs. No more bugs. Let's get the show on the road, guys. We're about 10 minutes late now. Double checking all the settings. We got our bands. We got our start ready to go. 15v15 SSR versus BOD here on Harbor City. I do believe BOD might again pull off a 2-1. I do hope it does come down to a field battle. We haven't seen a field battle just yet. Our only actual 20s were Corto and... What the hell? I've never heard of Corto. I know of CBR. I know of CB Rivals. Plebs. Okay, so Plebs did win CB Rivals. I'm surprised Plebs didn't try again. They did. Plebs came in for the summer for the summer tournament, but not the winter one. I guess it's pretty hard with time commitment. I'm very worried about the number of names that are kind of glitched out. Also, interestingly enough, you guys are choosing Tundra Human. I mean, Daggerrack Lancers are not, like, available, but Tundra Humans? In this case, I would choose Tier 5 Cavalry. Winged Stars would be better. And I mean, BOD goes out with more Winged Stars, and whoa! Look how many muskets that is. So, I do think it's going to be very difficult to use mortars to kind of pressure the wall with that many muskets on the field. Hey man, cavalry is really good on Harbor City. Like once you pass the wall, cavalry is really good. I mean, I've seen cav heavy defenses before. Never go with cav heavy attack because I've seen one cav heavy attack that just absolutely laughable because there were like 17 cavalry coming out from the attacking team. The guys on the wall, there was 5 guys left on the wall with units, and just 15 cavalry just constantly spawn killing the guys that like were on the ground, but they couldn't go up because there were 5 units on the wall. Really funny, really funny. Hmm. Is this in reference to plebs? I didn't think CB Rivals Season 2 started yet. So far, I mean, it's been pretty standard. The surprising thing here is the mortars are getting destroyed, and I mean, you gotta give it a shot, but I'm gonna be honest with you, like, SSR, with that many muskets on the wall, would you really put down a mortar that's going to get destroyed? I mean, at least put it behind that like destroyed siege tower there. That I mean, like people have put it behind there before. So just saying, just saying. The community funds it probably. They probably take in donations and stuff. Doesn't my games only give you like drop rewards and stuff? Oh, and a small bit of sovereigns. That's interesting. That's a really trebable pile. How has no one on that wall just trebbed that pile of units? I would. That's a loyal guard and a halberdier formation. I would have trebbed that. Interesting location. Interesting location. They've actually went inside right now. They're kind of patrolling the streets. I mean, let's be honest here. They haven't really been contested on the ground. SSR could just go straight in, straight in. This could be very bad though. They only have Fenrin, Fenry, Fenry versus Halberdiers, and it went just as about as what I expected. Um, Halberdier sergeants, in fact, those are Halberdier sergeants. So just both of the heroes are probably very low. Considering we get around about like 30 teams, let's say what 100 sign up fee. Nah, maybe that's too much. I don't know. Like how much normally is like a sign up fee? So is using the broken siege tower thing. It's normally pretty safe. Middle siege tower is up on the wall. Um, again, I call this the death trap. Like the middle siege tower is just a full on death trap. If the defenders decide to hold this thing, you have no chance. You have no chance of getting up on this damn thing. Your best bet is actually to kind of bleed out the enemy by not committing. Kind of making the smart decision goes for the... Oh, BOD pulling the CNC move here, using their own cannons against them, and actually using them to shoot units. Pretty big, pretty big, pretty big. But up on the wall right now, BOD needs to be a little bit careful. If they don't chokehold that siege tower, they may end up just getting completely, like, pushed out. BOD does spot the Treb, moves out before the Trebs hit. Big build-up from both teams here up on top of the walls. We've got cannons. Interestingly enough. No, ballistas. Those are ballistas. My bad. Or maybe I'm just blind, and it's a combination of stuff. There is Ezekiel. Oh, man. It just kicked off with fire and brimstone just there. Shield formation is just getting completely decimated from both sides. But the polearm units coming out from BOD is winning the exchanges right now. And it's actually a war of attrition right now because the frontline shield units are actually alive. But they are kind of clocking out. The hero from SSR are dying. Oh no. Somehow they evened out on the unit front, and that was very impressive. Like, very impressive. I do think both sides just had a catastrophic loss in units just now. The musket coming out from SSR with the Loyal Guard is the last remaining hero surviving. Instant respawn with cavalry. Tundra Human heading straight towards that supply point. Most of BOD survived, so they didn't actually get a new unit yet. So a lot of them are actually without units. Yeah, you can definitely tell they're playing with massive amounts of ping as BOD just kind of stomps them on the hero department. But right now, SSR is doing really well from themselves. They're pressuring BOD very well. Grab the A point, putting pressure on this supply point. So many of the members from BOD do not have units, by the way. Trickle in the units one by one. We have Medal's facing the Stalwarts right now. A Winged Hussar has spawned from BOD. A Winged Hussar from SSR just missed. Oh man, tries to take that hard right turn straight into death though. Just getting collapsed on. Is that a spear? Is that a javelin sergeant? Do I see? That's surprising. Javelin sergeant pick. You don't see javelin units very much, but we have seen Rettiari, and I do love to see some like some very strange meta picks, or not even meta picks, but like off meta picks. Keeping the pressure on SSR balls right through to the base point, and so does BOD. BOD is barely making it towards that point, as well as SSR. SSR haven't gone for the commitment just yet. Mask Flame Z, what are you doing? Nice flank towards that supply point. Right now, completely outnumbered. BOD needs to make a forward defense as they solidify their position. SSR blasting them with Grape Shot. Formation here blocks off the Tundra Human. The Tundra Humans actually gets trapped on some ramparts. Here comes some Cataprax, runs straight into the medallions and dies simply and efficiently. Nice trade. Big win here. Is Mask Flame Z still alive? He's still alive. Oh my goodness. Mask Flame Z has done a wonderful job disrupting the supply point, disrupting the reinforcements chain. SSR takes this victory very, very well. I mean, SSR has like basically just pressured BOD the entire time. BOD I'm not sure if it was a mistake. I'm not even sure if it was a mistake for BOD to be living. This is the funniest thing. BOD is only in this situation because their heroes survived the first engagement. SSR has kind of used a spawn reset to their advantage, and they haven't let it go. They haven't let it go. BOD had not been able to solidify, not been able to. Oh man, but they are building up. The build up is real, and they have to kill off the heroes now. The heroes are trying to force their way through. They have unit superiority here, but just barely. Or like for a second there, I thought there was more units from BOD, but apparently not. And okay, so does end up with SSR victory. I thought for a second there, I thought BOD might have turned it around. There was kind of more heroes at around the base point, and there was enough unit icons that I kind of got tricked there that they were going to push through. But the halberdier is apparently very effective. Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like at 200 ping, you start getting hit. Like give you a good example. At when you play with 200 ping, you can get hit by an attack that dazes you, and you can simply walk out. If I play, I mean, like if you play no ping at 200 ping, you get hit by anything, and there is a slight delay of CC. So I get hit with something, and I get CC. So I could get hit with a throw, and it will be a little bit delayed. So I'll end up on my ass for much longer than if I was on zero ping. Oh yeah, for sure. The unit play from low or from high ping um, players really need to focus on things that can guarantee them victory. And for sure, definitely, definitely, unit play is the way to go. I do want to say that SSR, the play they have done here on Harbour City, I'm not sure whether it is to say it was partially luck or whether or not they set it up for this, but I think that the players from SSR saw a chance at victory and took it. One of the biggest one of the biggest mental plays that is it's a very strange thing when you say it out loud. You BOD survived. BOD's heroes survived the initial engagement on the wall. SSR didn't. They respawned and then pressured BOD because BOD survived. The fact that BOD survived, with no units by the way, none of them had units. None of them had units. SSR respawns with units, goes towards the supply point, and again, like, BOD is so far away from the supply point. By the time they got to the supply point, the respawn guys from SSR made it to the supply point as well. And that is huge. But it's also extraordinarily risky. If even one unit was there to block off respawn, continuously sending in guys towards that supply point would have lost them the battle. But they didn't. And it was just mental how BOD constantly didn't look to reset, but continuously kind of just fought their way. And even when they did do a big reset, SSR pulls off another big distraction play with Mask Z going in for that supply point. It was just so wonderful that, and it was just wonderfully risky. So the mental pressure for SSR is to keep BOD off tempo, off pace. They want to keep BOD from getting a foothold. They don't want them to stabilize because when obviously they stabilize, it's kind of an even fight. SSR barely won. Remember, SSR actually won the unit battle there on the wall, but because, and I think we can definitively say because of the low ping, they will always lose a hero battle, so they will die. They are almost guaranteed to die if it comes down to hero versus hero. I think the respawn strat is not utilized very well here on the Frontier version. That is if that is a regular strat, that's quite impressive, I would say. The mentality for that kind of play really relies on understanding the enemy's position because if you try to do that play and the enemy's in a strong position, you could just end up just wasting a lot of resources, especially lives. I mean, difference in rules could also dictate a little bit of difference in strategy. It is true that we only have 3 deaths here on the CBL. Yeah, you guys. So, I I hate to say it. It was like I hate to say it was luck. I just think that it turned out well. It turned out well. I think the strategy working out well had a little bit of luck to it, but at the same time, this it like BOD kind of set themselves up for failure there because like it's okay. So I just I don't want to say it was lucky, but I also don't want to say that it wasn't. So I'm very conflicted. Still going out with a cav heavy setup. Lots of winged stars. Only one cataphract though. We do have Tundra Human still being picked. Again, I mean, Tundra Human's not bad, just not very strong, especially compared to a lot of cavalry, a lot of other cavalry. Um, so this is really funny. Before there was a lot of muskets on BOD side. Now there's a lot of muskets on SSR side. Wonderful. I think you have put it the best, Trav. BOD's made a mistake. SSR took the chance. That's an excellent way of putting it. Like SSR being able to take that that risky play, that um, get that advantage, get that chance to capitalize on BOD's mistakes. Wonderful. It was excellent to see because it put BOD in a very bad position and it pressured them all the way to base. And it was wonderful. That was wonderful to watch. But now we hear on the second battle, BOD this time is going to be attacking. A lot of muskets, so we're going to be seeing them. Wow, ballista is being brought onto the inside. So that's quite an unusual strategy, I think. But if I really think about it, you're concentrating on trying to use the ballistas to get. The muskets destroyed both of the ballistas. Oh man. Big mistake, BOD. You put the ballistas too close together. I think the muskets comboed. Oh no. Run, musket, run! Oh my good. Oh my goodness. Oh wait, no, he's caught. Is he gone? Blood story, run! Blood story, run! Oh my goodness! Hey, dual blades with Fenris might pick up 2 kills. 1 kill. Go, 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 go! Oh man. Oh, Fenry versus Fenry. Oh man, Bloodstory, very lucky you escaped there, and nice catch there from Ripcats. It's exciting to see some of the small skirmishes happen now. That it's like it's really cool. It's really cool. The boy who lived. I'm not gonna lie, I want to see SSR in next stage to represent EU. I mean, you kind of want that have when you have teams from different regions like fighting against each other. It just get hyped because you put more importance on their origin, on their story. Like if 10 different teams from one region fucking just peer like are just in a tournament, then it's from that one region. It's only important to that one region. But when you say that there is a team from every single region in this tournament, it just feels more hype. So yeah, different regions makes it more fun. SSR sure gets a lot of supporters from EU community. I'm sure they do. I'm sure that there's plenty of people here that are rooting for SSR. I do not doubt that. I do think SSR have shown that they are quite the strong team, making it through the qualifiers, of course. And before, I mean, like previously, BOD actually beat them. So the first battle was kind of payback for beating us in the qualifying phase. So BOD's got a lot of work out for the got a lot of work for them right now. What's really funny is that there is like 5 heroes on top of that thing right now. Um, Another destruction on the cauldron. Can you destroy that siege tower in time? Oh my god, 2 short swords just jumped down in order to disrupt. It's not gonna work because they're too late. Oh man. Very unfortunate. I mean, like, I understand the sentiment, but it's just, you did it too late. It would have been amazing if you could have pulled that off, but a Flame Z, no! I didn't see you fall. Oh no. Oh man, that middle siege tower not getting pushed. What are you doing? It's like 20 seconds away from the wall. Oh man. They don't want to give up the wall, but like you already have one of the siege towers up on the wall. I'd just give it up at this point. The wall's no point to defend if 2 siege towers gets there. You have 3 artillery left, or maybe that's a bug. But I'm gonna be honest with you, SSR. You could have put down more siege weapons. And what the hell was that? What was that ginormous explosion? Did someone put down an epic mortar? That explosion was the size of an epic mortar. BOD not going in. They have 2 siege towers. They'll get a third one up soon. It's true. If they only tunnel in 1 siege tower, it's defendable. But the question here is that like, are does SSR have the skills to match the numbers per tower? Like, here's the setup. You need to have like shields, or you need to have brace units on each of the towers. You need about 6 of them. Everyone else can be floating. We saw strange things in this CBL. Everything's possible. I know inside of you want a team to always win against CBL, even one. I've seen teams win one round from like CNC, but it's been a long time since like anyone's actually beaten CNC. And I don't even think anyone's actually beaten CNC as like legitimately. I think oh man, SSR has taken a beating from Mortars. They're finally making a move here on the middle siege tower. The left-hand siege tower might also make a move in a few seconds. A Trev, the Flame Boys might be killing off the push here, but there is not very much of the front line left as CC immunity units just push on through. Keep throwing the balls, boys. Keep throwing the balls. They might successfully hold this left-hand siege tower, but they have lost control of the middle siege tower right now, and they are in mass retreat as the attacking team push towards the A point. But they do push off from the left-hand siege tower, and they might reinforce. Big losses on the hero front, and I'm very kind of surprised here. Even with no units now, heroes have pushed on through. A big Treb might push out the units completely. Blood Story, oh my goodness, yes, he does escape with Skirmish, and his Iron Reapers are holding the point. Just units, I mean, sorry, just heroes right now. And as a Javelin Sergeant moves up towards the A point, so right now, BOD is kind of abusing the advantage that they have against the heroes. They know they can beat the heroes because it's easy to kill heroes that have a hard time reacting. They might have to just let them go. They have one on the unit front, which is actually really big. They have managed to preserve a good set of... The Iron Reapers are still holding that point. The three Iron Reapers are holding that point by themselves. Go. Um, an attack. The catch here on the what? Where did that Ripcat's Fenris just killed off an entire Zekil militia right now, and it is a scatter defense right now on the ground, trying to defend the supply point on this side as cavalry en masse just comes on in. The problem here is SSR needs to get control of that front gate right now because they're going to lose A. Once they lose A, they're going to lose. BOD might make a push towards the left-hand side if they don't get control of that front gate right now, as they making correct move, moving across, making sure that they can intercept a push towards that left-hand side. You don't want that supply point to go. Ripcat respawns. The heroes are again skirmishing off against each other. The battle has calmed down just a little bit. A lot of movement out from like both the teams. I think letting go of the right hand supply point is not a very wise move. I think SSR is doing little badly on kind of pinpointing enemy position. One person towards the base point. You don't need two. You don't need two guys to go towards the base point right now. A fight towards that supply point might see a flip towards the left hand to the right hand side supply point right now. Left hand side supply point is holding barely as cavalry just kind of just trying to force their way through. Infantry pile is still successful for SSR. SSR is holding well. They still have an advantage. They're still holding that advantage and could see that escalate as... Oh, nope. There is a Halberdier right there that just blocks them off. So, unless it's a Wing to Sar, that's not going to make it through. There is so many heroes on the supply point. Where are your units? You have units. it's a little sad to see that BOD is so heavily relying on their hero game. They have lost so badly, very badly, on the unit front. But on the hero front, it's actually not that bad. I'm pretty sure that is a second set of deaths. A lot of the heroes from SSR have one life. If even, there might actually be permadeaths already out. That being said, I do think that BOD also could be risking a lot, considering that they also probably have a couple of guys that are one unit, like on one life as well. This unit advantage in any other normal game would almost be impossible to, like, the unit advantage between SSR and BOD is almost insurmountable. It's like an almost an impossibility at this point. That's how many good units SSR has over BOD. But the problem is that if BOD assassinates the heroes from SSR, those units are worthless. So they have to play this to kill the heroes. And this is really bad because I'm watching these units right now, and they don't look very strong. We got a couple of halberdiers, and we got a Iron Reaper, but most of that looks like Pike Militia or Village Watchman or something. Oh, we do have a Stalwarts. Grandpa carrying it. SSR needs to really pick a fight at an advantageous situation where it's difficult for them to die. These alleyways are really good. Oh, goodness. That Pike, that Pike right now is getting chased like crazy. Did you just see that? Blood Story, man, you have got to be the luckiest hero out from SSR right now. They're winning on the unit front. They will win on the unit front, but they're not at the base right now. And the bad thing here is that SSR needs to split. You don't have hero advantage here at the base point. You need to get your units there. One hero from SSR just died. Two heroes from BOD died. Or then just watch three heroes from SSR died. It's all about the heroes right now. The units are barely anything right now from either side. Solidifying their point. Halberdiers takes out the Tundra Human. SSR actually might lose advantage here on the base point. Oh no. With a Halberdier and a Stalwart, they're solidified there on the base point, and the heroes are dying one by one. It is going to probably come down to the field battle. This is... Oh my goodness. Damn it. I honestly... Oh, shit. 11 seconds left. Was that 11 seconds or a minute and 11 seconds? Holy cow. They had a couple of guys on their second deaths. How many guys from SSR were triple deaths there? It's the hero game. You like SSR is like SSR is winning the units so hard. Like so hard. There was a 200 unit advantage. That's like half an army. That's like half an army. And SSR couldn't bring that to bear because they kept dying. Not to say that it was their fault. I mean, it was their fault, but like, damn it. I really thought that BOD would not be able to push through SSR, but you're probably right. Taking that middle fight there was actually really bad. It's 1-1 right now. It's 1-1. I want. Oh man. First field battle of the knockout stage. SSR has got their work cut out for them, I would say. Their one weakness right now is the hero game. It's very difficult. I would say it's very difficult to overcome ping difference in a scenario. In this scenario, yes, a lot of them are actually permadeath there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 were permadeath. That means only 6 heroes were respawning at that time. And I mean, you can definitely tell it was very difficult for SSR to kind of kill the heroes. And their deaths do tell you that they were dying quite often. No, never. You could have asked. The score doesn't matter too much, anyway. It's fine. You're. I close it for important things. This scoreboard thing means nothing. You can see most of the information anyway. You want to see the names? Sure. I'll have it not be visible. Doesn't matter. You won't even get to see the other side again anyway. And no, I'm not going to make my webcam smaller. If you can't see it, you can't see it. I can't adjust it. I don't plan on adjusting the camera every time a battle's happening in the left hand corner. I'm not going to move it to another section where it's just going to cover up another part of the battle. I'm going to have it there. The point is that I'm not going to have it down because I don't want to have it down. I set up if you want an absolute clean if you want a clean if you want a clean fight, there's a bunch of others that also do no cameras. Thanks for your support, guys, man. I I have this camera here to make sure that you guys know I like it you're watching with me so that you can see my reaction and stuff, and you're not just listening to me speak. Sometimes listening to people speak and ramble on is not fun, or a lot of people will just turn off the sound anyway. Yes, I'll put the camera in the middle. Let's I know what to do. There we go. Excellent. All you see is my pretty face. And you know what? Huh? He's got no chill. Man, if I could afford a green screen and have like the background, like I don't know, maybe I need to get my own room to put a green screen in. That'll probably be good. Two important cavalry. It comes down to a field battle, and two important cavalries are knocked out. That being the Liao Rangers and the Daggerack Lancers. I do think since the Daggerack Lancers are like off the tables, we might see a rise of the Tundra humans. But I suspect because Liao Rangers and Daggerack Lancers are both knocked out, Chevaliers the Chevaliers and the Winged Hussars are probably going to be very popular picks. Oh man. Yeah, I definitely should ask for sponsorship for a green screen. Let me just go find a green screen company where it's just like, can you sponsor me a green screen, please? I don't even know how it'll work anyway. I'm not that good. I just use the Streamlabs. When I first started streaming, I used OBS and I used OBS on one side so I would see what the output was, and then I would actually bring up my own channel on my right hand side. So I had three screens back then. So I like um actually before that, before I had three screens, because I got three screens in the end to do that. Before I actually had three screens, I would split my left hand screen with, well, by like secondary screen with OBS on one side and then the Twitch chat on the other side, and it was just very funny. I need more funding. Fund me a green screen, boys, and then you will have a smaller. You'll have like less cover up. Maybe I can make it smaller. I don't know. It's a little bit difficult to make this smaller. I need to do stuff with this thing. Da 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 da. Hang on. There is a modifier property. Where's my damn properties? I have filters, edit filters. Ugh. Ugh. Hang on. Let's close that for a little bit. Ugh. Huh? What are you doing? Hey! Hey, you never asked me that! You said if I would go watch CBR. You never asked me to cast for any of it. I would have totally agreed. Oh wait, no. Maybe I didn't want to do it because it would be like at 2 o'clock in the morning for me. Actually, no. I did do the yeah, no. Doing the South America ones almost killed me because it was just like it was 10, it was 8 to 10, and then I needed to wake up at 6. I mean, like, I get 8 hours of sleep if I immediately sleep. I was just like, hey man, I would totally do it just because I get to watch a bunch of guys beat each other up. Oh, no, wrong one. God damn it. All right, just for you, uh, Lanu Gure. Lanu Gure, I changed my camera. How's that for you? I'm not gonna change it again, but like, I hope you can accept that, right? So no AC pushes here. So we do see some Chevaliers. I mean, like, I am a little bit late to the party with all this shenanigan. This is cropped for some reason. I'll need to edit it later. EU's not toxic. It's just they have their own way to. Oh yeah, own way of communicating. It's like me insulting someone without actually insulting someone, or I'm insulting someone because that's how I just how I speak to someone else. By the way, which team's which? I didn't keep track. I see the red team and the blue team right now. Who's the blue team and who's the red team? My guess here. Red is BOD, blue's SSR. All right, thanks very much. Holy cow. SSR not taking the aggressive approach is fairly interesting in the fact that when it comes down to it, they need to get to a stage where there's just enough time for them to concentrate. Like they need to, they need to not get themselves killed. So I can see why they're taking the defensive approach. But simply put, once the battle starts, BOD is going to aim to kill the heroes rather than win the unit battle. Because if they kill the heroes, doesn't matter what units are left, they probably have a better shot at killing the heroes than winning the unit battles. And that's very important because on a field battle, units are less important. Units are less important once the battle starts. It's about the heroes that remain. Because in an open space, a unit cannot cover or cannot control an area very well. Well, I wouldn't be surprised because concentration around the B point here, BOD would definitely want to take the fight here at B. So if they did a risky play towards the C point, I can see why that would probably pay off more than staying here at the B point. It would be strange, considering what you guys have told me. SSR might actually take a fight here at the B point, but this is where BOD is strong. Flamers! I mean, not flamers, ball throwers. If they're bottom line with longer throws, that does more damage, and it's more frightening to get hit by that. There's the Jewel Blade at the back trying to get some points off the base point. But they do have a good old Madao there on the base point. The battle kind of kicks off with a little bit of a skirmish. Imperial Pikes are in a... I'm surprised they kind of dominated that Madao fairly fast, but they didn't actually kill the whole thing, so that's very upsetting. It's very uncommon to see Imperial Pikemen out on the field. I think they do very well against Madaos out of all the units. Kickoff here at the back section. I'm not sure if that was a successful push because it looks unsuccessful, in fact. Delaying off the cavalry there. Probably 3 sets of cavalry. Good wing to saw charge as well. Chevaliers are shooting in. Cataphrax comes in wide, misses most. Oh, actually wipes out the important Ezekiel militia. But the cavalry cleanup coming out from BOD looks very strong. Big losses coming out from SSR here. Thought it was unwise to take a fight there, and it was. Too bad we don't get to see the units. I hope he pops the units soon, because that was not looking promising. Jewel Blade does its disruption, but it's not really of any use right now as we're clocking in for a reset. Ooh. Pretty hefty loss, I would say, coming out from the blue side here. Not terrible, actually, considering that their hero is probably clocked out. Only 5 guys died, or 4 guys died. Maybe there was a bunch of more respawns, but I'm quite concerned. They can't afford to take a fight at B like that again. Even if they... Okay, so what's really important here is that even if you gain an advantage at B, you're going to end up in a situation where you're not really going to gain B, because what happens is that you go into B, there's barely any resistance, and then you're looking at 4 different directions the enemy could come from. And that happens quite often. And normally the team that goes in and has to defend against multiple directions ends up losing. So I think BOD played that very well. Field battles are probably their game. I think it's harder for individual plays coming out from SSR. True, a sneaky play to C could force BOD to split, but unfortunate thing here is that the center of your line is going to get hit by a wing to charge. Most of it actually gets caught. Oh man, flame mask, no, just wing to charge that. Wing to coming in from the rear could be terrifying. Crossbows stop most of it. Well done. Unfortunately, we got Chevaliers coming in now. Cataphrax comes in from the rear, wipes off. So both the Chevaliers just kind of get wiped off here. SSR pushes their advantage. The rear is not looking bad. Cataphrax will probably fight off the Chevaliers, or they'll both skirmish out. Both teams rushing toward the B point right now. Mostly cavalry out for SSR, and we've got a heavy infantry line coming in for BOD. BOD goes for A point. 2 minutes left on the clock. Shield maidens make it towards the B point right now. I cannot see any more units coming out from SSR right now. It's going to be a little bit of a rush as more people respawn in. It's kind of like an all-in coming in from SSR. SSR actually winning on the hero gain coming in for the B point. They just need infantry here. That Madao is still alive. It gets... it died, actually. But, actually, no. I take that back. There are a couple of Madaos still left, but it got Cataphract charge and a wing to charge, and it's still fighting. Cavalry is coming in for BOD. It's going to wipe out what's here. No infantry coming in from SSR, or it's very slow. It's coming in late. The cataphracts are going to come through and smash them to pieces as it swings around. A winged Assar charge gets blocked by the Medals here. Oh man, it's like a train wreck slowly happening. There's no more infantry out for SSR, so that means they could never have held the B point. Most of the cavalry getting thrown at the Medal was inopportune moments, unable to just wipe out the Medal. That Medal's still alive! How many units are left? Or is that a new one? That's probably a new one. Never mind. Um, the unfortunate thing here is if SSR could have consolidated more, too much cavalry. I would agree. Too much cavalry from SSR. I think the matchup here ended badly, mostly because they're running cavalry into infantry, and that's mostly Medals. And I mean, that's not a bad pick coming out from BOD using mostly Medals, but very unfortunate. Very unfortunate performance coming out from SSR. I was hoping a little bit better performance, considering that they did get their ass beat the last time on a field battle from BOD. Ah, oh, damn. I want to say congratulations BOD winning against SSR. I think SSR did a very strong performance in the first attack. It was just a little lacking for the ending for the second attack. In the end, it's coming down to the field battle. I'm not sure if SSR has really very much experience in a field battle, or whether or not um they can really bring their skills to bear on a field battle. Being handicapped essentially by ping could also be a major factor. Hey man, always invite every single team back for CBL. I don't care if you did very poorly. I don't care if you shouldn't care if I said you were a really bad team. Come back for the next CBL. I'll still watch you. I'll still watch you. I want to see you guys. I want to see everyone improve. Please bring Touch Me Summer best EU player. You think Touch Me Summer is the best EU player? I hope to get to see him again. I did see him in fighting for plebs. No, Touch Me Summer. Did Touch Me Summer fight for plebs back in the summer one? I'm pretty sure I saw Touch Me Summer. I'm not sure. I'm not sure which team he was fighting for. I did see a Touch Me Summer. No. Hmm. I'm pretty sure I saw a player called Touch Me. Did SSR also submit? Did SSR also play for the summer? I thought only plebs. Oh no, 3 teams from EU came. Oh, you touch my tra la la, my ding ding dong. Ah, alrighty. With that being said, we are at the end, and let's have a look at the schedule. Nope, wrong one. Google Chrome. There we go. Bottom. Okay. Global. So we just watched the YYY versus BOD here on the Friday. Oh crap. um, I'm gonna have to say sorry to you guys. It's Christmas. I'm actually going to be at a party, so I'm actually not going to watch the Sunday battles. So the HS versus GNG and BZZW versus YS. Probably, I'm not going to be watching those battles, unfortunately. So I will not catch you on the Sunday. So there's no battles tomorrow for the Saturday. So the battles will continue on the Sunday, but I'm not going to be watching. I won't be streaming that day, so I'm sorry about that. On the Monday, we will be. I will start streaming again, probably, most likely. So we'll be watching the NOP versus TSY versus Ariel versus TL. Wow, there is a losers bracket. There is a losers bracket. This is really disappointing. I mean, sure, fine, whatever. I mean, I don't like the losers bracket rules. Yeah. TW when there's a T when TW's on, there's no matches. When they did do it, everyone complained. Yeah, it does look like it because Nope and TSY are both like they lost. So Nope lost to ING and TSY lost to CNC. So apparently we'll be able to see these guys on the Monday. And obviously there's Ariel and TL. Those guys are going to be fighting it out probably for a second chance at the championship. I don't like this mainly because the losers brackets are mainly just okay. So I'll put it down to you simply: the losers bracket's chance of fighting against the winners bracket winners, it only just kind of guarantees that the winner is the strongest team. Being very unlucky to get knocked out by a team early is a possibility, but realistically, I just want them to use the losers bracket um as a system to decide who's second. I don't want them to like second and third. Let's say second and third. Um I don't want them to have a winners bracket and a losers bracket and have them fight off as a finals because that's just not like it's kind of predictable because more than likely the winners of the winners bracket has already beaten the team in the losers bracket. So there's that. Five, man, you're just biased, man. You just don't like the CN team, man. I mean, like they're not very good. They haven't really had a good showing, and like the previous time I watched them, but then again, I only watched their two best teams fight off against our two best teams. So, um, the fact that they won was quite jarring since CNC had never lost. I mean, what was it? Both GF and um, oh man, it's been a long time. GF and the other team beat CNC both. I think it was actually 2-1 for one of them, and the other one was 2-0. BPC. Oh yeah. Yeah, someone did tell me at the time that apparently BPC was Crusaders at like was an offshoot from Crusaders at the time. Not an offshoot. Was Crusaders that went to the mainland China division, and they also had this B team in the Asia division. And when they fought off against in the cross server, yeah, that happened. And then there was this kind of show match where the top teams from both sides fought against each other, and they had that really weird game where they all kind of went to the base point, threw balls at each other, and then had duels for most of the match. It was kind of boring, mainly because it was set up. It was all a setup from the teams, and we didn't actually get to see a real battle, so that was that. Nevertheless, sorry, won't be doing the matches on the Sunday, so I won't be watching those matches. I will come back, however, on the Monday, so we'll be watching there. So I hope you guys enjoyed today. We did get to watch the YYY versus AOE and BOD versus SSR. Obviously, as you cannot see, because I've pressed it off. YYY winning 2-0 and BOD winning 2-1. Unfortunately, SSR will be going to the losers. Sorry. Fortunately, we did figure out apparently there is a losers bracket, so we might see SSR and AOE back in to fight against each other to see who's the winners of the losers bracket, and maybe I'm not sure how this is going to play out, but maybe they'll get to fight off against the champion for the a champion if they have a winner of the winners bracket and the loser of the losers bracket fight off against each other. But hopefully not. I think if they just prove themselves coming in, the champion of the losers bracket, meaning that they are second, will be very good. But nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary, and I'll see you guys on the Monday. I'm going to be skipping the Sunday, so other than that, my name's Atsukai. Have a nice day. Bye for now, and I hope you guys like my new camera position. I'll probably update that on my other stuff. But yeah, bye for now.